Felix. I'm editing the document.
Non. Si on est à deux, tu vas parler français. Parce qu'il faut que tu te prépares.
Ok, c'est bien. On ne peut pas plus parler seulement français.
Il faut que tu parles français. Non, quand tu fais ton professeur, il faut que tu apprennes à bien parler français. Surtout quand tu vas bouger.
Sorry, David.
No, it's fine. I wish my French was better. I've got limited English at best. How are you guys?
Oh, good.
Really nice.
Good. Glad to hear it. Felix, how did the town hall go for you earlier?
Really beautiful.
Good. And now you know I want to move to Barcelona, so it's all good. That gives you an idea, doesn't it?
It does. But I think all the English people, they want to move to Portugal, Spain, something like this.
For me, it was a breakout Barcelona room.
I will make one for you next week, only for you.
Yeah, and I will be the only person in there, I'm sure. But good. I'm glad it went well. Was that the second one, or was that the first one? I'd assume there were a couple.
It's the third one. Yes.
Cool. Because I know when we first spoke, you said that it would be coming up. The first one would have been coming up soon. So I wasn't sure because it's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it?
Yes. So each Thursday. I'm happy to have you here again, David. Some people have been a little bit afraid. They said, yeah, but when Cardano Foundation, they don't take the place in Catalyst Circle, then Catalyst Circle doesn't mean anything because Cardano Foundation are the key players.
Yeah, that's not accurate. And as I said earlier, and apologies to everybody else, my 8-month-old fell off the bed. So I had an emergency trip to A&E. I put him on the bed when I went to put some laundry on a dresser, and in that sort of 5 seconds between being there and there, he decided he'd take a tumble off the bed. But he's okay, so okay. That's the main thing.
What's his name?
Albert William Taylor. Yeah, strong English name.
Albert William Taylor. This will be a scientific. This is 100% sure.
How's everybody else been in the interim?
Oh, good. A lot of things going on right now. Fund 6 is starting. This is very exciting.
Yeah, and I was looking at ways that we could potentially integrate it into the summit. And my pitch. Oh, hang on, this is being recorded, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Then I can't disclose what my pitch was because that's confidential information. Hiya, Tivo.
Sorry, people from the YouTube.
Damn, I'm curious.
Okay.
Hey, Loris.
Hey.
Hey, Loris. Hey, Pete.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Dean.
Hello, all.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
So you already started the recording, yes?
I think it's in the settings that all the rooms are automatic. The call is automatically recorded. I don't have a co-host. I can't do the DJ. No music background.
I was really confused by the music earlier. I thought I'd accidentally opened another tab, and as you can imagine, I've got a few tabs open. So I was looking around to see if I was giving the audio, and it was this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we are missing Julie. Oh
She's
yeah,
connected.
Julie. Okay, perfect. Then I think everyone is here.
Yeah. Hey, Julie.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Julie.
Yes, music.
Yeah, actually it is, because I thought we have a 7-minute welcome and everybody gets settled. So yeah, I thought I'd use that.
Yes. So I think we are all here. I think then we can start. I'm sharing here in the chat the document for today's meeting with that very short and direct to the point agenda that we came up with on Monday. And just for us to know how is everything going. You good?
Yeah. Energized.
It's fun 6 starting. This is exciting. And we have 2 different things today. I am facilitating the meeting, and Tivo is our special guest here. He's taking notes in Mario board. He's the Mario master in Catalyst, and we are going to use this afterwards to try to gather the information that come up during the meeting, and maybe also bring some of the information there for to the notes that Pete is taking as well.
So I do a different method where I'm trying to map out where the discussion is flowing. And so it's an experiment, and later we will see if it's useful for you or not.
Great.
Where is the Miro board? I don't see the link to it.
I put it down. Yeah, I was wondering if you already have a mirror board. So if not, I already prepared one.
So I'll share my screen here. I'm not sure if it's better if I share the document or the Mario board. I think I'll share the document first, so people who is watching later can see it. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Nice. So for the first part of the meeting, we have 1 hour and like 10 minutes to discuss about the gathered problems that we came up with after during the time between the first and second circle meetings. And I was assigned to do this together with Dor, and he came up with this idea for us to list 3 problem statements that we think we could already have a solution, or maybe talk about them together and have a plan to do something in that regard. And his suggestions were first onboarding, second passive funds, and third CA reputation. So everyone answered here their priorities or the problem statements which they could help the most or they would like to discuss, except from Julian and David. Julian answered Dor's message on Telegram. And I'm not sure if she has the same priority list as Dor.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's the same.
Okay. So, and David.
From our side, it's a mix of all of the above, right? So, yeah.
Then I think these are the most mentioned problems. First one is onboarding. I'm not sure if you prefer to go in a specific order, or if anyone has anything who wants to say to begin with, maybe Dor.
So we're not doing breakout. Yeah.
We can maybe do breakouts. We can list who wants to participate in each of these topics and do the breakouts.
Okay, but what you wanted from me right now is to like talk about the onboarding and introduction and awareness, or just like say if I want to be there?
Yeah, I think it would be good if we could say like what you think, why this was your first priority. This wasn't on the top of your list.
So why I think it's a priority?
Yeah.
Well, I think that I think we're growing in an exponential rate, and there's a significant risk of churn. So basically, a lot of new people coming and becoming extremely afraid, like becoming intimidated or having a negative experience, and then we are losing them. Okay, so I think it's a real risk for the continuing growth of the Catalyst ecosystem, and I think that can be mitigated by appropriate onboarding for different types of users.
Yes. Maybe someone would like to say something about the second topic. It was the second choice of Dor and me as well. So I think I'll say something. I believe that faster funds are important to implement small things, but can make a huge impact to the ecosystem. And some of them are difficult to go through the current funding process, and it would take too much time for some of them as well. Would be better to have something easier, some easier way for them to be funded and to reach a consensus inside the community to do that. For the CA reputation, it was the third one from maybe Julian.
Yeah, I mean, see, for the funding, I have to add exactly, I mean, it is in line because we have this pressing situation that Dor explained. So I think even for the part of Catalyst funding going directly to enhance our internal capacities, we might need to accelerate funding to really don't stick to a 3-month cadence, but maybe really accelerate it in terms of getting really a potential within internally. That to foster what has said before. And for the CA reputation, I mean, it's a broader concept in terms of reputation. I think before that is really sophisticating not only rewards, but also the baseline of people that are actually doing the assessment, because it gives us the robustness of going away from a very small group of people that assess the proposals. That inherits also a higher risk, not only for them, but also for the whole sophistication of the process. So I see not only the reputation as itself, I think the reputation comes as a conclusion of those pieces all together. That's my interpretation, but I assume that even within that, we might have different opinions and fully agree that we need to focus on to get really also speed on that issue.
And maybe Loris could say something about the last one. And at the same time, if everyone has the document open, would be good if you could put your name in one of these topics so we can then move to the breakout rooms afterwards.
Yes, so regarding SPO integration Catalyst, so of course, after reviewing the data and talking with SPOs, we understand that it's a crucial thing which we have to work on, making awareness about Catalyst, the opportunities, what's there. And yeah, of course, SPOs, they are already, let's say, community members who have done a lot and understand how everything works on technical side. So therefore, you know, their knowledge would be valuable for Cardano community and all the projects is ongoing. So therefore, of course, yeah, we're looking for SPO integration, the Catalyst. I'm working on different projects how to do that. And also it actually goes together with onboarding. So where you can, you know, where you have clear rules, so clear path, you know, how to achieve the goal, how to basically, yeah, jump in the Catalyst project.
Thank you. Although we had already talked a little bit about this, it's good to have an update. We may have different perspectives now than what we had like a month ago, and also good for people who is watching the video to know a little bit better about them. So if you could please place your name in one of these problem statements, we can then move to the breakout rooms. If we have one room with only one person, we can see if someone from another room could change, or maybe this person could go to another room.
I suppose with SPO integration, it's, as I said, it's something similar with creating awareness and introductions, onboarding. So maybe it's like one part of the onboarding introduction awareness group. So I suppose I will be joining there.
Nice. Yeah, I think now only Julian is missing. Which one do you?
I am in onboarding.
Okay, so we have 5
Victor,
people.
Victor, just a quick question. Who wants to be setting them up? I'll make them co-host because right now I'm the host on this. Do you want me to set them up?
Yeah, please. One
Okay.
for onboarding and one for fast funds.
We'll need a co-host in each room to volunteer because you'll have to kick off your own
I
independent
can do.
rings.
I think
I
like
can do
I
an
have,
onboarding.
I think I have like a kind of like a 2-minute informative thing I can say to the onboarding group that can really help a bit. But then like ideally I would well, actually, if I'm the only person in the faster funds, I can just join the onboarding group. If everybody just want to talk about that, that's
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if it's still in a priority for us, then I also just wanted to say I can join the faster funds if this isn't required, so that we split up. Yeah.
Because there was just one thing what was not so clear before, also in the when we asked for the 3 statements which have been asked, maybe because when you scroll up a little bit, Victor.
Right, I didn't get it.
Can you scroll up a little bit?
Ah, okay.
Oh no, up, not down. Exactly that. The question was, okay, can others share, say, 3 problems they want to contribute to that are not the problems they brought on the board? So at least for me was, okay, so to pick the 3 problems which seems the most important, but which not belongs to the problems I represent for, let's say, for example, the tool makers and maintainers. I was just a little confused about this. So I took, for example, statements where I thought, okay, from IoT, the CAs and SPOs. But now the relation to the breakout rooms, I don't really get it.
I think that we don't need a relation between these and the breakout rooms. It's just to set the priorities that we think we can work together. Because, for example, if we have a solution for a problem to another group, it would be good for both to be together, but it's not necessarily as well. Not necessary. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have 2 breakout rooms. Do we have them already? Just one question before we go. What happens to the recording? Can we record both rooms and then put it together in the final video? Yeah. Okay.
So one request is like, do you mind if I'll go just like for the first 2 minutes of the onboarding room? I just want to give you something like something really cool that would enable you to really play with this with the solutions there, and then like move to the faster funds, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Case when
Sounds
it
good.
only takes 2 minutes, and Juliana and me, for us, onboarding is very important as well. Do you think it makes sense, or when
I can just say it
Maybe-
now and get it over with
Yeah.
instead of
Exactly.
Maybe we can
Yeah, do
jump
it.
in.
Do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
have a so the voting app in Fund 6 is gonna go through. There's gonna be a very important feature that's gonna be added to it, which is push notifications. So and because like the most people actually go through the voting app, this is like the most substantial funnel, okay, for users and especially new users. And part of it is going forward, when users opening the voting app, they're gonna have a screen that asks them, what type of, what's your role in Catalyst? Are you a voter? Are you a voter and a proposer? Are you a advisor? So they can pick, and then they get specific push notifications that are specific to the role they want to play. Okay, and not notifying everybody about everything, but just according to the role. And this is really powerful because it just means that all people that are voting, we're gonna know their role, and we're gonna can communicate to their pocket, right, directly to their phone, next actions, next steps. So then the question is, so this is like a baseline funnel, and then the question is, where do we take them? Okay, so from here. So that was my download.
Great. Thank you.
And for that opting in, let's say, to the push notifications, are there short explainers on there to say what is what if people don't know, if they're there for the first time thinking about it from that new user experience, we're assuming a level of knowledge or not?
Yeah, not only we're explaining to them, but we're also kind of selling it to them. Like we're trying to attract them to assign themselves, like to say, hey, try it out, why not?
Cool.
It's really
Would be good in that to have like check boxes instead of radio buttons, so anyone could choose more than one option.
It's definitely check boxes.
Nice.
Will this also, I guess, eventually show where most of the voting power is coming from?
That is unrelated.
Unrelated?
Okay, so can we move to the breakout rooms already?
The question is, I'm confused as to what the breakout rooms are. I have onboarding, faster funds, and CA reputation. Is it
It's onboarding, yeah, in faster funds only.
okay? Only those two, not CA reputation.
Yes.
Okay, so I will, and all right, hang on just a minute. So I'm
think those
assigning,
both-
you all can hop back and forth. I can do the assigning. But I'm, okay, so
Don't worry about
onboarding,
assigning, John, just make them open rooms and people can
Okay.
go.
great, okay. Here we go, open rooms. So I will delete CA reputation, and I will delete room 4.
You can even keep it open. I think everybody knows in which room.
Okay. So there, you're all unassigned. You have 2 rooms now.
Onboarding and funding.
So I don't see it yet. Do you have one more button to push?
No. I have established them again. All right. It's requiring me to assign everybody.
No, and the options.
I'm
Can you give me co-host for a second so I make it in 1 minute?
Yeah. Do a couple co-hosts, John. Set me
I'm doing that. I'm doing that right now.
And Laura.
Suppose onboarding will be like quite interesting topic to discuss for everyone. So I feel that maybe we should discuss that one because also the faster fundings will be interesting. So I kind of trying to figure out how people will be splitting between those two groups, or it's fine. Like Julie, I suppose you also want to talk about onboarding a lot. Felix, especially you. So we are like trying to break up the groups, and actually I know people are belonging to several groups. Isn't that possible that we are just discussing the first topic, and when Dor, Felix, and somebody else feels comfortable, they can go to another room, because those are the topics actually which influence or are important for all of us. Like onboarding is like all categories over. What do you think, guys? I know this breaks a little bit the procedure, but
it's a trade-off, right? You get everybody here, but also you lose capacity of like how much problems are processed. I love to try it out. Like we did last time, we did one room, and it led to a bit of delays. I'd like to test out breakout rooms.
Okay.
Everyone is now a co-host, by the way.
Julian has hand.
Yeah, exactly. I think so too. I mean, we can do parallel. I think even then we are all into the onboarding as well. So catching up on this might not the hard thing to do. So I also would say let's break it up and see that we get things done also from the other stream.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna share a Google Hangout link for a second breakout room. Because I don't see the option happening here.
Yes.
So.
And
Okay.
Sean, just when you go in the Zoom call where you see everybody, and then when you go on participants, and then you see when you go on the name, you see just a blue flash, and when you click on it, you just make him a co-host.
I'm sharing a link. Everybody who wants to do the faster funds, join this link.
Okay.
Can you record the meeting there, though?
Can we actually record it in the breakout rooms, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
When
I can record. Okay, no problem.
Okay, I suppose then we can start discussing regarding the onboarding here in this group.
Yes.
Everybody is a co-host now if somebody else wants to try.
I'm still getting the same thing as Felix. Only David is co-host for my list.
Yeah, and it's asking me to assign people to specific rooms, but if we're only having 2 rooms and we are the group that want to do the former one, the onboarding and introduction and awareness one, then we can have that here, right?
Okay, I had made everybody a co-host.
Okay,
and it undid that, so I'm making co-hosts again here. It, for whatever reason, it pushed it back when I tried to make everybody a co-host.
There we go.
Felix.
All right.
Dean left the room. Sorry, not Dean, David.
Yeah, I think David and Loris moved over to the breakout room for onboarding. So I guess we can just all go over there.
All right.
All right, John, are you going to go to?
I'll go to Faster Funds.
Okay, so you'll be over there with Dora in the Google Meet.
I think someone needs to assign me to the breakout room as well.
Okay, where do you want to go? Onboarding?
I got you in there.
Okay.
Same thing with TiVo. You are now assigned. All right, John, go ahead and make me host. Because once you leave, then it'll all go away.
Okay, your host.
Awesome, thank you.
I'm
Oops, sorry.
going to go over to onboarding.
You're going to onboarding or fast funding?
I didn't see the link for fast funding. If you could go over there, I'll go to onboarding.
Fast funding is the Google Meet link that Dora put into the chat.
Right. Can you go over there? I'm very flustered right now.
All right, I'll do that and I'll see you
All right.
later on. So let me make you host again.
No, stay as host. Oh,
I can't because I'm leaving.
okay. Make me host.
All right. All right. Okay, and you're heading over to the breakout room?
Yeah.
So where did everybody go? The other, did they go on a separate hangout? It's fun. It's like lost in a virtual maze.
Yeah, I do think they are in breakout rooms, which we can't get into right now. They're by assignment only.
I wonder what's like the real world analogy for this. It's like if it were like a corporate, we would be like, we went to this like meeting room and then the other team grabbed lunch and now we're like back and we don't see them and we're like looking in the hallways like where's this other meeting went?
I think exactly. You got like the trays, you know, you're walking around. Where did that group go?
Jeez,
We
yeah.
decided we were going to move over here, but you weren't around, so we couldn't tell you.
You see, this is why it's good as the first circle is volunteer based. Because now it's all documented. It's like nobody can say, "Oh, you're wasting like the treasury time in like silly things." It's like, no, we're actually volunteers, so.
Hi.
And we can talk about like what's going on. Why is there like a wall of like disconnect between our group? Opa. I know we went to the Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually,
Okay.
I don't know. We went. I mean, didn't we went to another? We went to a meet and we had the Zoom, and I couldn't get back. You neither, so I was lost. So yeah, I found it. Yeah, that's good. So everyone else is, who's here? Oh, Felix. Okay, and the others. Okay. Good. Oh, maybe there's a lot to talk.
Yeah, any other? We can go.
Okay,
Let's see
they're
what's
coming.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, our team solved our problem so well. We're just gonna chill out here, celebrate our awesomeness.
Yeah, I like that. I like that vibe. That brings out laugh and a bit, yeah, good vibes. Yeah,
They
that's what we need.
seeming like they need a bit more time in the other room. Do you want me to bring them back, or are you okay with giving them a bit more time?
Why don't you bring them back and we can just all hear it?
Okay.
So how have you been in school? Have you been the smart guy?
Let me guess.
Oh yeah, I want to know.
No, maybe I.
Hello,
No, it's
everyone.
not,
We are back.
hi, Lauris.
I'll take it offline. I'll talk about it.
let the people know. This is important.
No,
question.
I was just saying that let's keep that conversation for, you know, the
Which
private one. Exactly. Yeah, stay tuned.
Okay. Okay, cool. So how was your group doing? Dor, Felix?
Cool. I have the impression that the breakout room sometimes maybe helps a little bit to focus more, because you have less insights, so less insights and more time. And I think later it's just we have to make sure that we share the informations from the breakout rooms, maybe not in the same meeting, so there we would lose a lot of time.
Yeah, maybe it would be good just, not sure if it's possible to do like 1 minute summary of what was discussed. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, go on, Lars.
Okay, let's try to figure out. You can also share the document which we created for viewers. So basically in our breakout room, we split actually, the awareness and onboarding as two separate topics. Basically awareness is more like marketing, creating some kind of information overall about the Cardano, about the catalyst. At the same time, you have to figure out if you are doing too good job, that maybe there will be too much and we have to figure out if you have manpower to handle everything there. But also discuss that, okay, so awareness could be created, using already some community, establish some platforms. We don't have to invent a wheel there. And regarding onboarding, so there are also already, some projects are ongoing by community which we can use, and I would, a little bit be resistant to create some kind of platform. Yeah, so that's kind of in overall, so what we discussed, and like trying to figure out what is it, what's the awareness, and what is onboarding and introduction, and there are a lot of ideas and discussions about that. So regarding actions, so maybe, yeah, we didn't have enough time for that. So that's, I said, in our chat, that it's like round one, because again, we view this problem from different angles. Like from SPO angle, it's one thing. From aid holders, it's a different one. It's like, okay, awareness about what? About awareness about voting, From SPO side and other, toolmaker side, it's awareness about, I suppose, about the catalyst, how to make a project and then onboard. So that's again, like a little bit different topics in each group. So therefore, it's like we have to figure how each channel is creating awareness, and then suppose onboarding, introduction could be some common thing for everyone. Okay, Victor, maybe you can add something there.
Yeah, I think that's it. If I was to say like in 30 seconds, the first one is about marketing, how we reach more people and make they understand easily what Catalyst is about. And the second one, the community is already coming up with some solutions for this naturally, and we just need to connect the dots here. People who are aware of Catalyst, who becomes aware of Catalyst, just need to know about these projects and other projects that come up eventually. And so they can go through all the process, all the Catalyst process. And about the actions, yes, we still need to figure this out.
And one more comment, maybe that it's just my idea that basically, Catalyst Circle is the body who figure out, okay, what kind of problems we are having. But the implementers actually should be maybe community or community driven, some kind of projects. So I don't see like Catalyst Circle like an implementer. So that's why, it's very interesting, and how to motivate and, and then incentivize groups to implement those projects. And that's why also I mentioned, let's not create, invent a wheel. So let's use already some kind of platforms which we have. We already mentioned in the list some of them, just some of them, and try to figure out which we can use these platforms and maybe help either to develop on a wider scope. Yeah, and push a little bit, the agenda, like getting everything, so to creating awareness, etc. And also one point we discussed also about projects and idea about maybe there is somebody who to onboard. Basically, maybe there should be somebody who is like helping or doing consultation jobs, and basically is getting paid for that, either apart from the Catalyst funds or something like that. So somebody who knows how the submit paperwork, how everything works. Maybe they can actively actually look for new projects, either or totally new ones, or just migrate from other blockchains. And there's like one kind of role which could be, maybe we can think about it, what it could be and how it works and how how it is incentivized.
Okay, what about the second room?
Wants to give feedback, maybe.
Yeah, I think I have a process improvement suggestion. That I think when we go if we go into a breakout room, the thing we should strive to come out with is basically like next steps, right? Like okay, so we talked about it, and these are things we thought about and covered. But then like, okay, as Catalyst Circle, what's the next step? Is like, are we moving this ticket to a new column? Are we raising it in a town hall? Are we whatever it is, like I think it's really important to that also included as part of the kind of reporting back.
I think the challenge was that there's so many insights on that, and I suppose we need actually one more session on that. And currently the goal was, okay, so let's do a research on each and own circles, what kind of tools are there which are already doing some part at least of the onboarding awareness, so and come with that and figure out if you can use them, and they are interested to expand, maybe if they're doing some part only. Yeah, that's kind of what we discussed. But still, as I said, from other holders, it's the introduction, onboarding, awareness is a little bit different. From SPOs, it's different. From toolmakers, it's different. And we are either we are building one large project, which is then hard to manage, or we are trying to split it somehow. So we already, push a little bit awareness on as an additional or different topic or issue. And onboarding is actually a huge, project. And I don't think 1 hour discussion will drive in correct way, where we have to go. And if we agree all later on that, okay, some community board is, some community project can facilitate that, what we want to achieve, and then maybe we can discuss with them. Okay, so are they interested? Are they willing? And if they have the same picture and the same goals. So if not,
Flourish.
yeah.
Sorry, I think we can have a short conversation after the 2 hours just to keep the agenda, because we only have like 3 minutes more to this section of the meeting today. And I already have some ideas for these steps, but we can talk about them afterwards. And maybe a quick summary about the second row. Maybe Dor, Julian, or Felix.
Ladies first, Yuli.
Why did I knew that you're gonna say that? So quick summary. So we came up actually with an action to, and obviously sounding it with you, to try to accelerate challenge setting. So what we would like to do is bring up a challenge, a well-defined challenge to Fund 6 that is kind of an experiment. So we set even a budget to it, address it, I suppose, to the internal improvement issues we see from the CC for the Catalyst project. And we would need, so the speeding up of the funding actually comes through this kicking off this process. So setting up a challenge team, having a community advisor board set up to decide whether this challenge could be added to the Fund 6 voting. With that, there is a constraint in terms of respecting the whole Catalyst cycle, even for voting. So that's why we would do that. Having voted on the challenge setting in Fund 6 and in Fund 7, then having some proposals incoming addressing that challenge. So by the end of by finalizing Fund 7, be really able to have like at least a certain amount of proposals addressing the challenge, even in parallel, and really, and that's the pilot in terms of looking at what works well. So we are entering a risk of maybe having 5 projects funded and 4 of them may not work out, but that's the experiment, that's okay. But one of them really makes an impact. So that's what we actually came up with. We want, as an action item, we want to obviously write that down, scope it out very carefully. And as been said in our group, this is something new on how we set up a decision process on top of the existing Catalyst process. So carefulness is super due to really setting the scene to build on top of it. And team, I don't know if I got all the details and was clear enough, or if you want to add something.
Yeah, I think it was very clear.
Okay, was clear? Because just to wrap it up already is to gathering a team already, a challenge team with experts, maybe not forcefully also from the people we know or in our ecosystem, really reach out to experts in the case also, okay, how can a very rapid funding system work out and everything. So the goal of this team is submitting a challenge for rapid funding mechanisms. And in this challenge to throw experiments. So not focus on one alternative funding process, much more to throw several processes on the same time, documentate them, keep track of them, report back to the community, and to figure out which one might work, which one won't work. So this would be a submission for Fund 6. So we have to hurry up quite fast in this. And yes, when it's voted, then it will be a challenge for Fund 7. And in Fund 7, you can submit already alternative rapid funding mechanisms in this challenge, I think.
Great, thank you. So I think we are right on time to move to the next point in the agenda, exactly, which is the catalyst circumpotential evolution. Yeah,
just one final thing, just to be really clear. So the next step that Felix and Julie wanted to do is actually come to the next town hall, right? And say like, we're launching this initiative, you know, with the blessing of the circle, you know, and then we want to like, are we giving them our blessing? So, you know, I just want us all to like, be like, yes, we're giving them the circle is giving our blessing to this initiative. So, you know, maybe one by one, people can say like, yes, I approve, I bless, or I'm not clear what I'm approving. But we're gonna go to the larger community with this, and it will be like basically the first official kind of signal the circle is sending. So just want to make sure that we're all aligned.
Loris, all right for
Yes.
you?
Yeah.
Victor, all right for you?
Yes.
Dean, all right for you? David, all right for you?
Yeah, in principle.
Cool. There we go. So we have the first action for the catalyst circle with the community. There we go.
Okay, so the second point of our agenda is actually the third one, is potential evolution with Julie and Loris.
Julie, will you share the document?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can you share it?
No.
I put it in the Discord and in your Telegram, in the Discord of CC.
Second then.
Or I drop
Discord.
it here. I can draw, so drop
Just
it.
drop a link, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just look at it. Then here it is, I think.
I've put it already.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's what's okay. So yeah. So is somebody sharing?
I stopped sharing.
Can somebody?
Pete, can you make Juliana co-host, please?
Oh no, I can't share, I think, because I hear on the, or can I share from the iPhone? Can I share from my phone?
Let me just a second.
Maybe it's better for Loris to share.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let me just. Maybe you can start. Meanwhile, you can start. Give me some background information.
So what we did actually, we did a minimum effort, actually, that what we have left from the time we're able to meet. And what we did is like really grabbing the definition of the catalyst circle, what you see in tab 1, just to get a really refreshing the view on what is expected to us. So actually the main goal was, okay, let's see what we need to do, what we're supposed to do. And for the circle, identifying what is the minimum budget we require to do the work. That was the approach. So the outcome is like based on that list here. and we mainly went through the first paragraphs and the objectives. We said, okay, what is required? What do we need? What kind of budget? And if we look at the second tab, we have, I think, 4 items identified. Basically, the first one is obvious, like the monthly compensation for each member. Actually, we were not convinced to put a budget line, actually an amount on it, just because it's better to discuss it within the group. The second, we thought the facilitation of the meeting and develop meeting notes. This is one we could consider, but maybe in terms of professionalizing ourselves might not be necessarily. Let's discuss that. The third thing was meeting infrastructure. So it could be that we required it as this institution, but I don't know if we can leverage IOG one. I don't know if this is an option or if we really need it. But still, like, put it there to just have a view on it. The third one may sound like questioning why would you put it on, like autonomous communication channel for each stakeholder group. I think if you click on this cell, the C9, please. C9, like C9, like Caesar 9, like the cell C9. Like click into the autonomous communication channel. Just click there. Yeah, so you can see the whole sentence up there.
Ah, okay.
So it's a channel for each stakeholder group, including database, contact management, etc. Because since we don't want to, I mean, we want this to be autonomous. So if people are rotating in this CC, we require some infrastructure that's proper to the CC and not necessarily driven by an individual. What's not bad, but we just want the CC to be ready to go whenever it needs to go, independent of if a person has a network of 100 or if a person has a network of 2 people. So that was the thought behind it. Maybe needs more specification on what exactly it is we need. Maybe it's a technology, or I don't know, but that what we came up with in terms of being an autonomous organ or team that doesn't rely on personal networks. And the fifth is like tech support to support CC processes within the community. Yeah, and it maybe is like connected to the fourth is like voting, transparent communication, future plans and development roadmap, etc. It's just to give us a kind of a technical, or even if it's a page, or is it a part of idea scale that we require a space where we can document all the things we talk about, the future plans, the priority lists, and where this can evolve, but it requires some place to live on. And the risk maybe of being a Word document in Google Docs over there and something over there and the mirror over there, it might get dispersed because people like rotating around. That was the thinking around it. Loris, I don't know if you have something to add or an additional point.
Yes, so basically what we did, we just tried to categorize some kind of expenses without actual numbers there, so we can discuss later on, because like even on the first point, okay, so it's okay, what is the amount, and are all the members, paid or reimbursed or whatever, or only community elected? So like, because we have like IHK, we have like Cardano Foundation. So that kind of, additional topics which need to be discussed. And we understand second, that basically we need, let's say, administrative headcount also included. Like, we can't rely just somebody will come and take notes or organize meetings or, do that stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of, we are trying. We are not finished yet. We will go, I suppose, when Julie has more time and go a little bit deeper on that. No?
No, of course, no. I mean, it's imminent that
Yeah.
we need to like finish it this week. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, we are doing that. And also we had like discussions. Okay. Also, I think mentioned in our discussions on the onboarding that, how much CC is involved in delivering the projects when, to solve some kind of issues. So that's also, it should be discussed, and where the budget coming from. So any comments, ideas? Because we started from this one. Okay, we just took what CC roles are and what we need to to basically deliver the basic things which are requested from us.
Yeah, Dor.
Yeah, I think so I think generally I like the approach. I think the item monthly compensation to each member needs to be way more detailed. It's like, so yes, there's like a list of responsibilities, and I think at least an initial step would be to say how long, how much man hours, right, is budgeted to every circle member to deal with every specific deliverable. So maybe one, and then we need to agree what's like a reasonable amount of man hours to do so, because I think every one of these deliverables you can say like, oh, you need 10 people to do it, or you can say I need half an hour to do it. But we need to come up with a number that makes sense. And then at a later stage, we can decide like, okay, what's like an hourly rate, right, for circle member compensation. So I just think this needs to get into much more detail as a first step.
Yeah, so then we have to figure out what kind of we are talking about. We are talking African average salary or US salary and so on. Yeah, because we already see that this is more than 2 hours every 2 weeks, and we're already spending a lot of our time here. So, and I suppose next iteration will have they'll have to spend more time, and that will be actually one of the requirements for voting, that they have to figure out how much hours they can spend, and we have to figure out how to set the limit also, that like, okay, guys, that nobody asks for them more than they actually committed to. But yeah, more details will come, and regarding exact numbers, I don't know, we have to figure out, I don't know who could be the good consultant on that.
You are the best consultant. I mean, it's like, the whole point of this exercise, right, is an exercise of us saying what we need to do our best job. We know that better than any consultant, just like go through like, and we've already been piloting it for a month and a bit. So I think every member should take a bit of an internal inventory, like how much time am I spending? I think this is sufficient enough of time to produce reasonable outcomes. I'm almost like saying like let's do some kind of maybe you and Julie can format like some kind of a survey, share with the team, and then we can all like each one add our like, this is how much time we're currently putting in it, this is how much time we would like to put in it to do a good job, and then we can figure out some kind of an average or something that can be a proposal to the community.
Can I make a recommendation?
Yeah, go on.
Just the position for the ADA holders, the all ADA holders, I think should stay voluntary. I feel like compensation brings in possible like regulatory or tax implications, and that might limit the pool of potential representatives. And especially with regulation being like such a fast moving thing right now that we don't know which countries are allowing for compensation or not. In order for all ADA holders to have the opportunity to represent or be represented, I feel like at least that seat should stay voluntary.
I would suggest that.
Sorry, Loris. Can Julian say something? She has.
Sorry, Julian.
Oh yeah. For the hour, I definitely had that. I mean, we discussed it with Loris, just thinking about how much hours do we spend each. We had that, but it's a good point. Even that, iterating around it, we came, like Loris and I were saying, we, for example, think that we have too much space within the times we meet. So maybe it's required to have more frequent touch points, not every 2 weeks, maybe it's weekly. For example, to really get things started, and there's a lot to talk about and to guide and to think. But that would maybe be, we'll think about a survey, maybe the result of it could be also an input. So I will leave an open question to that, what other people think about it, and then have a look at it. But just wanted to add that, nothing more.
Okay, Dor?
We can't hear you.
You're muted.
Quick response to Dean. If you earn any income, doesn't matter where it comes from, you can report it to the tax authorities and pay tax for it. Worst case scenario, you're going to pay a lot more tax, like let's say, than you could have. If it's if people don't want to mess with that, with tax reporting, they can forego their payment. That's fine, but let's not exclude people who can't afford to serve and need a reward, need an incentive to be able to do their work.
Yeah, thanks, Dor. Loris, you want to comment?
Yeah, I also wanted that. Actually, it could be voluntary. You can, you can, basically, if you don't want, fine, you can be volunteer, but let's leave it as an option because, we are a global community. So next time, maybe there will be somebody, from different country where it's not an issue, or, who is willing to spend a lot of time on this, and any additional income for them would be great. So that's why definitely, let's leave it in that. That's why actually you mentioned that, okay, any community voted member gets paid, and it depends, okay, so if he doesn't want, fine. And also maybe for us, for easier to go, let's maybe try to just calculate everything in man hours. So okay, and then you can figure out how much 1 hour costs later on. That will be easier for us for starting for the first steps, and then let's see how it goes. And good idea. Let's just write down how many hours we are doing, because it's actually a lot. And I also suggest to meet twice per week, not twice per week, but every week. So that would make sense, because if you see how community going fast, each of our groups, Felix, you have even more, meetings. We have like 5 to 7 meetings per week with, our members in different, kind of community events, etc., etc. And I don't think, Catalyst Circle should be, left behind. It should also move with community, and there are a lot of insights which are coming in.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Loris. I think it's my turn now. I'd like to comment about the last topic there that you've listed, which is like a common place for everyone to participate in this circle, in the governance. We've been thinking about this for a while now. I'm doing this with Felix and the other two makers, and maybe we can share our ideas after this in Telegram, just to know if you agree with this, and we can start developing as well. We need to think about the resources, because the people who might be doing this, they are doing other things as well, and they need to prioritize. So just wanted to bring this here, and we can discuss it later on Telegram. Dean?
I just wanted to clarify, maybe, and maybe I'm mistaken, but I was under the assumption that there are some countries that make it so cryptocurrency compensation is illegal. And if we're really focusing on true decentralization, then that should allow for anyone who is an ADA holder, whether or not they're being compensated for it, to have an opportunity to be nominated in the circle, represent, etc.
Thank you. I think the idea of it being optional to receive rewards or not, it's might be a good solution for that. I don't know. But thank you, Lawrence and Julian. What are the next steps you see with the CC evolution? Do you plan to?
Yeah. We need to conclude. We would want to go through the responsibilities in detail to see if there's something we need to add to it. Maybe look at the items we put up there to really even be more specific. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to just put out a little internal survey on our spend on the first item, because it's quite crucial, and we also would want to have a good consent and something sustained, also communicating to the community. And actually the question then would arise to where to get the funding. Right.
Okay. So do you think we could have this action for the next meeting? Maybe it would be you and Loris to do this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's in 2 weeks. Yeah, we should have that. Yeah.
Okay. And I'd like to work with you guys in the last point that I just mentioned, and then we can bring updates for the next meeting.
Yeah, whomever wants to join this, actually, it's always open. Yeah.
And we had 3 other points there. I don't remember them right now.
Yeah. By the way, just wanted to mention that I haven't done such a great job with the roadmap and objectives. So if you want to take a bit of extra time for this one, go ahead. I think I'll just need 5 minutes, not 10 minutes.
Okay. Felix, you're sharing, right? Can you show us the Excel sheet again, please? The CC evolution. Yeah.
CC evolution.
Yeah, it's this. It's that one. It was that one. Sheet 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think the numbers 2 to 4 are more straightforward. Besides 4, probably. I think we could focus on points 1 and 5 for the next week. What do you guys think? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
I agree, because even 4 could be also B5. So we need to synthesize here to be more specific. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So maybe Dor, you could talk about the roadmap, and if we still have time, then we move back and we could use this extra time to talk about the actions regarding the onboarding and introduction and awareness.
Okay. I'll keep it. I think I'll keep it. I'll keep it short, because basically with the launch of Fund 6, I was so swamped. I couldn't make a normal roadmap. One thing that was very clear for me, but when I did try to do it, to start it, is that the circle election timeline is really misaligned with the fund cadence. And I think we need to, as I said, like, turn the defect into an effect. Okay, so because we have a one problem is that we took us about a month to kind of like really get going. There was a bit confusion, and right now we're just starting Fund 6 as a 3 months fund. So I want to make I have a feeling that the community is not gonna come in with pitchforks towards us. If we say, like, for purpose of aligning the timeline of the circle with the timeline of the fund, which can also be like a great pathway for enabling some election processes to happen through the voting app, for example. That we basically say, like, you know, everything that was done until this meeting today doesn't count, and now we're starting our 3 months period. Basically, that what was before was a bit of a setup time. So, you know, it's not perfect. That's the nature of these pilots and the catalyst. And I think by having this a bit of extra time, it will also give me time and us time to actually have a roadmap that's really realistic. Because right now with just 3 meetings left, it's not, you know, just the analysis of doing it is not worth the time. So that's my proposal to the circle. I honestly, I think we got like, you know, we got like the, how it's called, like first timers, right? Like a rookie mistake, right? Or grace period to say, like, you know, just because it's like the first circle that we can do it. And I think the community, once we just come to the town hall and explain this change and why we're doing this change, they will accept it. And I don't think we need to do like a formal confirmation process of this. I think we should just like explain it to them and they will get it. So that's my proposal. Happy to hear what you guys and ladies think about it.
Quick, yes. I mean, it makes sense. It's in the best. It comes with the best intentions. I mean, we grooved now in and really get things started. So let's keep us flowing. Yeah.
Lawrence?
Yeah, I think it's actually a good idea. And my only additional suggestion would be to add like weekly meetings, because these bi-weekly meetings, I don't know, either we are doing some unofficial meetings or whatever, or maybe public meetings or something. I think we need more time together to tackle a lot of things. We are doing, of course, you know, one-to-one calls, but I suppose we can have, you know, every meeting every week. We don't have to, you know, push the deliveries like a weekly deliveries, but at least, you know, meetings, etc. I suppose we will do. We'll be more productive, at least initially. Later on, maybe a bi-weekly is fine, or bi-weekly recorded meetings and and then unrecorded or whatever, on where we can more discuss and yeah, go over details.
Sorry, Felix, I'll be quick. I agree. I think it makes sense. I agree with Julian as well. It's with the better of the intentions, and I don't think that will be much pushback on this, but I also agree with Dor. And about the weekly meetings, I'm not sure if I would be available to do a 2 weeks meeting every week. But maybe we could do it informally, like you mentioned, unrecorded, maybe smaller groups to tackle problems that we come up with in the like official meeting. We can figure this out and try to start next week if we do this in time. Felix?
For me to expand the time would only make sense when we consider also the same problem what we are confronted with, that it needs a warm-up time, will be also a problem for Catalyst Circle number 2. So to make sure, hey, there needs to be a certain kind of transition. I had a small talk with Dean already about this, because when we see now, hey, it took 1.5 months just to get a little familiar with the process. Catalyst Circle number 2, they will face exactly the same problem. And I think this is already one of our jobs also to say, okay, what figure we out in this draft already, and how can we help with our experiences and the evolution of the Catalyst Circle in general. So to come up with a solution also for Catalyst Circle number 2.
I can maybe comment on that. We have like in also in our organization that basically it doesn't make sense that, for example, you know, the next people coming in, everything starts from scratch. Either we have to spend additional time to, you know, basically help them to start, quick start, or other thing is that basically, you know, that not all people are changed at the same time. So it's like gradually some kind of thing. So I don't know if it works in this one, but basically, you know, there's like rotating, one person rotated out, new came in specific group, and you know, it's like rotating all time. So there's no time where there is a full fresh board, but at the same time, you know, there is some new blood coming in. I don't know if it's, you know, doable in this circle, but yeah, just showing my ideas.
Or
Third option is having a bit of an overlap time. Like, you know, first 2 weeks of the new circle, like the old members stay to, it's like defined as part of their role. They're no longer elected, but they stay to onboard the new people. It's another option for this.
yes,
Like,
I was going to suggest that veteran circle
role.
members for the first 2 meetings, like just sitting and listening. And yeah,
it's like when you're a president, you're always, you know, you can join different meetings, etc. So it's like for us as well, like, okay, we can be helped there, we can be some of the meetings, and yeah, okay, cool.
Maybe this could be added also as a responsibility for elected Catalyst Circle member, that those are responsible to introduce and transit the next person who will take their place, to handle over every information, the experience that they had, the good experience, the bad experience. And it's their job to make sure that the next elected person will get as much informated into his role as possible.
yeah, nice. So then I think we can create an action out of this. Maybe do you plan to mention this in the next town hall as well?
I think so. I mean, I guess I proposed it, so I'll say it. Sure, I can present it. I can let the community know that we'll do that.
Okay, great. So I think that was the last point of our official agenda, and we didn't came up with the actions for the onboarding problem statement. Maybe we can do it now. We still have 12 minutes. I'm not sure if it would be enough, but at least one next step would be good to have today. Dean?
The document that Felix and I worked on, was that going to be introduced? I think it was part of the agenda.
Sorry, which document?
If we go to the, Felix, do you have it? Here we go.
Okay, I think I missed this one, but yeah, please go on.
Felix, I'll let you do the honors.
No, I didn't. Come on, buddy, don't get me.
Nice try, Dean. Nice try.
All right, so let's see. The circle exists to fulfill 4 key goals. We kind of went over this.
Is it possible to put a link in chat?
Oh.
But we didn't have a lot of time to run over it. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much just read off of it. And if you want to add anything at the end. We went over the beginning with let's see, the prioritizing. Okay, criteria, impact. What impact does your proposal have on the wider situation? Feasibility, how feasible is the proposal over a short, middle, or long term? Budget, what size is the budget required to execute the proposal? Auditability, how thorough can the proposal be tracked for progress once adopted? Adjustability, as the environment changing consistently and rapidly, proposals have to be flexible to stay in the just-in-time relation. Inclusivity, how many groups can define their needs and interests within the submitted proposal? And then from criteria, we go on to preparation. There's these links for consensus. It was my first time seeing this app that Felix introduced me to. And it's just a nice way that you could set the proposal in, or kind of give your ideas and get feedback from the rest of the people in the circle. You can also, I think, make comments. You can give a thumbs up if you like the idea, thumbs down if you don't like the idea, and this kind of would help direct us to the next stage. If you know, if there's 7 different proposals from the circle and some of them are getting 7 thumbs up and some of them are only getting 1 thumb up, then we kind of know how we can prioritize it moving forward. Finalize the proposal with Google Docs, Word or other collaborative services, and then presentation. Present the proposal to the in the meetings, and make it, you know, short, understandable, make the format right so everything can go quickly and everybody can understand it. And that's pretty much it. Felix, did you want to add anything?
No, I think it was nice. The main problem was just, okay, when there have to be proposals be written for the Catalyst Circle and for intern Catalyst Circle, and it has to be assigned by the Catalyst Circle. We want to keep it anyway on the, let's say, public stage, and also allow, for example, the community to be included into this process. And therefore figuring out, okay, which tools exist already, what can we do, and how does the process look like? And set in the criteria to rely already on the Catalyst Circle criteria. So which criteria count? But yeah, we didn't have a lot of time to run through it. So it's more than a draft. I make it very big. It's a draft. So.
Yeah, Julian?
Yeah, I have a question just to get it right in my boxes of my head. When you talk about proposals, you are referring to the proper improvement proposals of the Catalyst Circle?
No, it was from the last meeting. In the last meeting, we said, okay, sometimes, well, there needs to be an agreement on something. For example, let's say for right now, for example, the action item we have for figuring out or building up a challenge team. Well, we have to define it. This has to be written and everything. And it's a proposal, and everybody in the group has to agree with it. And now, okay, let's say in a later stage, for example, there will be proposals which are maybe a little bit more complicated than just, okay, there's a Word document. So we had in the last meeting this question, how to prioritize and present internal circle proposals.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what we're doing on the Trello board, but almost organizing it.
Just a quick note, I think this is related to the last topic that Julian and Loris presented earlier, somehow. And just to keep in mind that we have only 6 more minutes.
Yes.
Go on, Doc.
Thor has a very critical face
there. Yeah, because it says, because the question was, how do we prioritize stuff? And you just said that it's about deciding on stuff, like approving stuff. So that's the 2 different things. Exactly. So like, sure, we need to, like someone can have a proposal and then we can all agree if we, you know, define if we're in agreement about it. I think the original question was about prioritization, which is different, which is basically says like, well, if we only have limited amount of time to talk over things in the circle, like which things should we dedicate time to? And I think this is not, so while it solves like, so this is, while this offers a process for agreeing, it doesn't really form a process for prioritization. So maybe we should go back to the drawing boards. I would propose going back to the drawing board and refine this to actually deal with the question of prioritization. Also, yeah, and also wonder like, how do we, if we want to define the agenda for the next meeting, given that we have just a few minutes left.
Yes, exactly. So maybe let's switch just to the next point and keep this really. It's a draft. We didn't have a lot of time to run over this.
Okay, so we have 4 more minutes. I think we could write down what we want to talk about next week. I'm going to share my screen again. And I think the first thing is to follow up what the actions that we have today, that we have decided on today. So like maybe we could start presenting the reward for system participants. Let me know your thoughts as well. Right? I don't want to do this all by myself.
Yeah. So here, then you have like you put in there what it was, the president of the CC rewards. Okay, yeah. So that's the item on finishing the budget. It's the item on, so your first bullet is kind of including the survey I'm going to launch to you. That brings us to that discussion. Then we have the budget like finalized in terms of the responsibilities. We have, I'm sorry, no, please, if others want to say something.
No, you're doing well. Go on.
I think that's the for our party. Yeah, it's like on the budget, working on splitting a bit more in details.
Yeah.
Getting some quick overview and yeah, from you guys, how much time you're spending actually on this. That's from the budgeting side. So
yeah,
if anyone wants to join our group on that, you are welcome. So we'll set some time with Julie during, I suppose, during next week, in the beginning next week, or
yeah, let's do that.
sometime. And yeah.
Another point was the challenge definition for the accelerated funding.
Announcing the recruitment of a challenge team in next week's town hall.
This week's town hall, no?
This week?
Next week?
Oh, it's over.
Sorry, next week. You're right.
Damn,
I'm like,
oh my God.
Never mind.
Still on Monday, everyone.
So, Odor, I'm sorry. So Tuesdays feel like Saturday for you, or Sundays?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
That's right.
No. You need to, yeah. More people needed. That's the solution.
Okay. Quick agenda item. I just want in the last five minutes of the meeting to dedicate to fill up a quick feedback form about the productivity of the meeting. So I just want to see which one to give like kind of like 1 to 5 how productive we are, and also make a suggestion. How can it? What can we do to make it more productive? And
good. Yeah, let's do that.
And also ideally that this kind of stuff is communicated to the facilitator, and he can just like take some actions based on that, based on the feedback.
By the way, Victor, how are you dealing with doing like this stuff, because you have like now 2 roles?
Yeah, it's not so easy.
And yeah, that's I think also a concern from my side, that we have to figure out that.
Yeah. Okay, so do you see any other possible topics to be discussed next week?
Yeah, and I think we should. I don't know if I'm sorry, I can't
really well, but is the onboarding piece again on it?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
present
okay.
the actions. Yeah, because we haven't
Okay,
reviewed
yeah,
it,
okay,
so,
yeah, good, okay.
What's this one, Felix?
Tuk. What is with this one?
Announce recruitment for a challenge team.
Exactly.
Ah, okay. Ah, yes, okay. Yes. I'm not sure if this is summing up to an hour.
But it's, I suppose,
Almost
not on
there.
the agenda. It's like action item.
Yes,
The
this
announcement.
is a this action item.
The agenda item is plainly like drafting out the challenge, right, Felix? We need to come up with a first draft.
Yes.
I
we have
mean,
to.
very quick, yeah.
When you recruit people, they have to know for what we recruit people.
When you are having this meeting, just let us know in advance. Maybe somebody from us also wants to join. So
Yes.
these internal meetings, just drop in Telegram
All right.
in advance.
In 5 minutes, guys.
Not just the recording.
That's life sometimes, yes. Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's all for today.
A clarifying
John-
question. When Dora was asking about the feedback form, was that for this meeting today?
Yes.
I suppose,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you guys have a form already? Because we had one we used on the previous meeting. I can post that if you want.
Yes, that'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah, if you could send me that form, that'd be great.
Hey,
And
but we
give us-
might, yeah,
Thank you.
and give us some feedback or total.
yeah.
You get some, from those previous, I don't think we have some feedback. It would be nice to know how others feel about this. Just plan some free time as well, maybe so because sometimes we are going over some topic, or at least we can have a second discussion at the end of the meeting.
Got feedback here already, someone?
Just about the agenda, can I stop sharing? Do you all agree
Yeah.
with these
Yeah.
points?
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Looks good.
Thanks.
Compartilhar.
I also stop the recording. Not sure if I can do that.
I can do that.
Okay.